Every now and then I feel like having a good chicken curry. Chicken curry is my weakness and I make lots of kinds. But today I wanted to try something new. I'm using Parsi spices like Sambhar, which is available at Empress Market, Paradise Store. Or you can even Google Sambhar Masala and make it at home. This is dhanu jeeru. Basically it's just roasted dhania and jeera. I'm using cashew nuts and curry patta amongst other things. So let me get started and let me show you how to make this for the first time on If Nat Can Cook. And since this is not a Karhi style chicken, I'm going to be using a pot. I shall be melting about 2 to 3 tablespoons of desi ghee. You can use olive oil, regular oil or butter, but desi ghee adds a dimension to this dish. Next up is about 2.5 sliced onions. I'm going to brown this in the desi ghee. Adding a teaspoon of salt. Next up is about 3 green cardamoms, a few black peppercorns as you can see over there, and 3 cloves. I'm going to flavor the oil with a little bit of shahi zeera, which is this dark zeera, and I'm going to saute this. And now comes the curry leaves. Saute this. A heaped teaspoon of ginger and garlic cut up. I don't like to brown the onions too much because I feel the curry becomes darker, and also I feel the onions don't dissolve then. I'm adding a chicken with extra boneless pieces. So the exact measurements for this chicken is 1 kg. What I've done is I've taken half a regular chicken and I've added boneless breast pieces to it because we prefer boneless breast pieces in this house. You can mix it up and add thigh pieces to 1 kg. Okay, at this point I'm going to add a few green chilies. Now I've done this after I have sauteed the chicken to the point where you don't see the pink anymore. And there's a tablespoon of dhanu jeeru or dhania jeera powder. This is roasted. And 2 tablespoons of this Sambhar Masala. Now this Sambhar Masala has a little bit of garlic. It has a little bit of crushed red chili. So if you don't have this masala, I suggest you just use crushed red chilies at this point. That will also be very flavorful. A teaspoon of turmeric powder. Extra red chili flakes. As with every Pakistani dish, bhuno well. Basically saute this really well so the masala smell goes. So I'm going to do that for the next minute or two. And obviously sauteing it really well would also mean that the masala goes inside the chicken at this point before I add any other ingredient. Very important. Next up is at least 6 tomatoes sliced, and as with every other time I'm going to remove the peel of the tomatoes once it softens. Lower the fire. We're not going to add any water to this chicken. Okay, next up is a few pieces of cashew nuts. And I'm going to pound this and make it into a little bit of a paste or chunky paste. And this has been pounded to a powder. Let's check on the tomatoes and let's remove this skin with a pair of tongs. Okay, it's not ready. Another minute. Okay, checking again, and now you can see that the tomatoes and the peel have separated pretty nicely. So I'm going to remove this. I'm adding the cashew nut powder that I've just made, about 2 tablespoons. This is optional. I think it just also adds yet another dimension and flavor to this very interesting chicken curry. It's coming along nicely. It's starting to smell really, really good. The next 2 ingredients are a cup of yogurt and a cup of coconut cream. How does that sound? Okay, so I measured that and it was a cup of yogurt, but it was only a little less than half a cup of coconut cream, just to be precise. Yeah. Wow, it's so creamy now, and all I'm going to do is wait for this to come to a boil where the oil separates from the rest of the masala, and then I'm going to add the last 2 ingredients and we are done. Just a tiny bit of sirka. This is already pretty sour due to the yogurt and the tomatoes. And I'm going to add some garnishing of mint, some more green chilies, and some fresh coriander. And right at the end, some julienne ginger. Last ingredient, kasuri methi. And it's done, it's bubbling. I put all the garnishing on top. I'm just going to cover it for a bit, turn off the fire, and I'm going to serve this with garam chapati. Let's dish it out and eat it immediately because I am starving. Wow, that smells so good, guys. It really does. And I'm just about to serve this with garam chapati and Cachoomer salad. I love chicken curry and I love experimenting with different masalas. I hope you like this new recipe of mine using Parsi spices and cashew nuts. And I hope you keep watching me and my recipes on If Nat Can Cook.